Hi, divine beings. Today's Saturday. It's beautiful outside, even though it's hot, but it's beautiful. This is KM at a place hawks fly. Today the video is Love is Unconditional. I am just a reflection of what you already know on a deep spiritual level. If you would just wake up and go within yourself to have understanding of divine awareness of what you are. So love is unconditional. Love being unconditional is acceptance and willingness to accept all things in its form through unconditional love, which means acceptance. That means it's not, if you love me, you'll do this, or if you love me, you'll do that, or if you don't do this for me, I'm going to pout and hate you and blah, 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 blah. It's not that. It's literally being acceptance of you do what you do, I do what I do, but we don't have to hate each other. I can still send you love, and I can still talk to you and bounce ideas off you. We don't have to believe in the same things. But we can still live in a peaceful harmony. It's about neutrality. Neutrality and acceptance. That's what creates unconditional love. I think we're confused in today's society because we trade manipulation and narcissism for love. We call that love, but it's actually just manipulation. Oh, if you love me, you'll do this, but if you don't, I'm gonna make you feel guilty or shame until you do what I want. That's not love. That's manipulation. We need to let that go and realize our natural state, the natural state of divine God, whatever you want to call it, is unconditional love, acceptance. It's like me and my cousin. We can have conversations and we completely see things differently, or at least most things. But we can have a conversation and agree to disagree. And nobody gets their feelings hurt. It's literally like, I can see why he has the certain beliefs he has. I can actually see that awareness that he has. And I can actually, compare it to my awareness, which is, you shouldn't compare, but when I compare it, it still comes from a place of love. But my advice is just don't compare. Unless, you're doing it from a state of love, do what you want. But some people get lost in, comparing, especially in our society. Comparing is most of the time not always good because it leads to jealousy or envy. It takes you out of the state if you're not careful. Or if you actually don't understand what love is. But we actually can bounce ideas off and not get mad. And I can see where he's coming from, and even if you don't see where I'm coming from, it's still out of respect. Like, he don't bash me. He asks questions, or he just, says I believe this and you can believe that, and we're still hunky-dory. That is true love and acceptance, is to be able to look at someone and love them anyways, regardless of their actions, regardless of their beliefs. Because if you have the divine awareness to realize that they are God, you are God, y'all come from the same energy that creates everything, then when you hate someone else, you're actually only hating yourself. When you hate, you're attracting more hate to yourself. When you don't accept, you create more unacceptance for yourself. You'll literally start creating situations that you're not going to want to accept. Your ego will get in the way. Literally, just bring yourself back to the state of pause, of unconditional love, and just live in awareness of things, the awe, the isness. Because that's where the beauty is. That's what I've come to find. The beauty is just in the pause, in the breath, the very breath of everything, which is neutrality. Everything has its purpose. It really does. But it also leads to identity. Identity is not who you are. It's something that you used to experience, but you are not the experience. You're the observer of the experience. You can be in the experience if you want, that's how we experience through the five senses. But technically, you can remove yourself from the experience and just be in the allness of it, where there's no judgment. To me, God don't judge. He just observes. Unconditional love is a state of acceptance and just observation with no judgment. We need to get out of judgment. Judgment is it's like sin too. Sin is a concept made by man that is not healthy. When we've been programmed to believe certain things we do are sinful, and our ego latches on to the fact that we believe it's sinful, it keeps us in an emotional state of guilt and shame, which makes us beat ourselves up. It's what gives us low self-esteem. We need to stop pushing the whole "you're a sinner" thing. Because when you're actually in the knowing of divine awareness, sin don't exist. Now, that doesn't mean there's not cause and effect. It doesn't mean like there's not consequences for disobeying natural law, which is, you shouldn't hurt, harm, or kill anything. There is. It's more like obstacles that show you what you need to work on, or obstacles that pop up that show you, that try to keep you more separated. But obstacles are made to overcome. They're made to make you stronger. They're not an eternal hell that sin wants to preach. Sin pretty much preaches, if you sin, you're going to constantly be in a state of guilt and shame, which is an eternal hell. So the main thing is we need to remove the whole concept of sin and just focus on the fact that be in a loving state. Be in an unconditional loving state, because love is unconditional. It has no conditions. If you're in any state of mind or in a state of awareness that has conditions, it's not love. Love can stand on its own. It don't need a judge. It just accepts. It doesn't need to tell someone that you got to be like me. It doesn't. And I know this from experience, because I was that person. I literally used to make people cry because I would literally break them down emotionally because they didn't believe what I believed. And that's not the identity I am now. I literally shifted my identity. That is not the awareness I want to have. The awareness I want to have is uplifting people, or at least guidance to uplifting people. I believe, it's like Jesus said, I can show you the door. I can give you advice. I can give you guidance. And a lot of people do that in their own way. They attract the people they're supposed to attract. And I will attract the people that resonate with me. But it's like we can't do it for you. We can only show you certain things. We can only guide you into certain principles. But if you don't apply them, if you don't go within yourself and literally sit with yourself and meet your divine awareness of what God is, then it's really not going to do nothing for you. You gotta, if you seek, you shall find. God says, Jesus used to say, if I will knock, but you have to open the door. I can put you on a path, but if you refuse to walk it and you refuse to want to learn, if you don't want to quiet your mind and be still and know who I am, or know who you are, then, there ain't really much people can do for you. But a good start is learning how to accept that unconditional love is not manipulation. Unconditional love is just saying, you be you, I'll be me, I still love you. But it also don't mean you have to participate in clowns being clowns. But it reminds me of a quote that I like. It says, "Don't be mad at clowns for being clowns. Stop going to the circus." It's a good quote. I really like it. It's more like, don't be mad at people that have different beliefs or shooting for different goals or just have a different outlook. It just means accept that they're on their path and you're on yours. And if they're in your perception, they got something to show you, something you could learn from them or something they could learn from you. But it doesn't have to lead to you being unhappy or them being unhappy, or it doesn't have to lead to arguments or hate or envy or whatever, because you are everything. You are everything and nothing. You have everything already. You just have to believe it and truly embody what you want to be in the world. So I hope everything goes well for everyone. I hope if you got value out of this video, let me know. Give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. There'll be more to come. Have a nice day.